know what he said.
You heard it? You seen the video?
I know what he said. He said when he finally faced me, I beat him.
Oh, dang. So that's gonna happen?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Not just acknowledge reality that Mike Tyson was an old, broken man.
Floyd Mayweather ridicules Mike Tyson's recent training footage, asserting that Tyson appears drained and completely spent following his training camp, raising serious doubts about his endurance for their upcoming bout.
Oh, shit, this is fun. What? Oh, that's so good. That's good. Okay. Woo! We fine. We stay here. Build a good boss. I get it. I like that. I always want to try catching down here.
Mike Tyson engages in grueling sparring sessions with his coach, gasping for air and showing clear signs of fatigue, but refuses to quit despite his obvious exhaustion.
Oh, yeah. That's the match, huh? Yeah, same one. That's one. How we gonna do this?
Floyd boldly declares his intention to deliver an electrifying performance, vowing to provide non-stop action and thrills that will captivate viewers throughout the entire match, emphasizing his serious approach to hunting down Tyson in the ring.
I don't know. I just want to get the fans what they want to see, excitement, so.
Joe Rogan observes that Mike Tyson maintains a substantial physical advantage over Floyd Mayweather, emphasizing the obvious disparity in size and raw power between the two fighters.
Yeah,
He's
but
so much bigger than him.
he's not going to land a fist on Mayweather.
Right. It's
Not
gonna be
after
hard.
his last performance. You know, I think
Yeah.
Tyson just needs
What do
to
you
get
think was going on with that, the last one? It looked a little bit like sparring.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was scripted.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen Tyson biting his gloves, and like you could just, it was taking all that he could not to like hit him. And it was just like, it's heartbreaking to see a icon go out like that.
Yeah.
It's remarkable to witness Mike executing intense dumbbell routines with precise control and laser-like concentration, building his upper body strength and cardiovascular capacity through grueling training sessions.
They said, Mike, don't fight. I give you money. Are you crazy?
Only 12. That's all we want. To the middle. 1, 2, 3.
A little slow on the way down.
4. There we go. 9. One more.
And slow.
10. No problem. Ah, great set. Best set yet. Right around. Last one, Mike. Nice and strong. 35. Let you go. 1, 2. Here we go. 3. 4. Nice. 5. Yes, sir. 6. 7.
Strong.
8. Strong.
9.
I got this.
Let's go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. 8, 9. One more.
10.
Yeah. Nice work, Mike. Yes, sir. Great work.
A significant issue looming over this matchup involves their considerable age difference, with Tyson approaching 59 years old and Mayweather at 48, creating legitimate questions about how competitive this fight can actually be.
Again, I don't mind if either guy gets paid. Again, we talk about Mike and his past financial issues. I hope that that's not the same thing going on with him now, even though who knows how this man spends his money. He made a ton of money to fight Jake Paul, and good for him. His name value carried that fight, and it did a crazy number. I'm sure he'll make a crazy number here, but Floyd Mayweather is the one that seems like he needs the money more right now. Our guy, Andreas Hale, wrote a story that is kind of went somewhat viral. That's crazy, the laugh faces. Although Floyd Mayweather Jr. made hundreds of millions of dollars from his professional boxing career and topped the Forbes list as the highest paid athlete from 2012 to 2014, the boxer is said to have been shortchanged and filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Showtime. The lawsuit filed Tuesday and obtained by ESPN seeks to recover hundreds of millions of dollars misappropriated funds and damages resulting from a long-running and elaborate scheme of financial fraud, breaches in fiduciary duty, and conspiracy orchestrated by Floyd J. Mayweather's former manager and advisor,
Paul Heyman and Paulie Malignaggi explain that Mike Tyson continues generating substantial revenue because his reputation alone guarantees massive viewership, ensuring every bout becomes extremely lucrative
worldwide. There's also the aspect of it where the new fan base is always curious about the old-time fighters, which is why Tyson always gets views even today, because people are always curious about the Mike Tyson mystique, the Mike Tyson effect. So people that weren't able to be alive and wake up the morning of a Mike Tyson fight to know what that feels like, want to feel that today. I promise you, it's nothing like it was in 1989 with Tyson, no matter what you guys want to feel. But regardless, I think people get curious about that. And I think this is going to be sort of the same thing. There's nothing that's going to match the Mayweather-Pacquiao era of that time where they were flying and people wanted to see that fight. This is not going to be that feeling on the morning of. But like the champ said, on the morning of, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, I think you're going to end up, ordering that pay-per-view or watching on Netflix, whatever. This is on Netflix, so.
Wade Plemons delivers a harsh evaluation of the scheduled Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather exhibition, pointing to previous fights that exposed Tyson's current physical limitations at this career phase. He recalls how during the Jake Paul encounter, Tyson's movement and impact were already severely diminished, evident from his awkward walk to the ring and ongoing physical problems including hip complications. Despite Tyson's continued impressive strength, Wade contends that confronting Floyd Mayweather creates a completely different scenario where Mayweather's quickness, accuracy, and strategic brilliance will likely expose Tyson as slow and ineffective. Wade references insights from Terence Crawford, who noticed Tyson's strange tendency to bite his gloves during fights to contain his aggression, demonstrating the lengths Tyson goes to maintain self-control even against weaker competition.
Mike Tyson Floyd Mayweather fight exhibition is even more sad because you've already seen the illusion of what Mike has left is already gone. We saw it. Versus Jake Paul, he was limping on his way to the ring, probably got terrible hips, still strong as an ox, but how much can you really expect him to do anything versus Floyd? Couldn't really land on, he landed like 1 or 2 punches on Jake, but couldn't really do much with him. What's he going to try to do with Floyd Mayweather? Floyd's going to make him look silly in this exhibition, and it's going to look worse than what we saw with Jake because of, how small Floyd is. But Terence Crawford said something interesting there as well. He said, I've never seen Mike Tyson bite his gloves like that. And I think Terence Crawford is a pretty big historian of the sport. And I'm not saying he should know everything about it. I certainly don't. But Mike Tyson has indeed bit his gloves. And this is what Terence is talking about.
Wade predicts that during an exhibition with Mayweather, these weaknesses will become even more pronounced, with the fight exposing more about Tyson's declining physical condition rather than showcasing any competitive advantage. He notes that social media clips and television coverage from recent events clearly demonstrate these struggles, proving that even boxing legends must confront physical decline. Wade ultimately characterizes the approaching fight as entertainment rather than genuine competition, predicting Mayweather's clear superiority and the stark difference between legendary reputations and current reality.
Glories and present capabilities.
And even the great Teddy Atlas has spoken about this with Tyson and his career.
Questions out there, my son told me, about the thumb biting. Okay, thumb biting, right? And we're not talking about the thumb biting with your nephews or with your children or, with that stuff. We're talking about Mike Tyson biting his thumb during the call. First of all, that's something that he did in his amateur days, he did in his pro days, and now, of course, he did it again. That's something that he has done. And he's, for people that follow Mike Tyson, his career, they've seen it before. People are saying, oh, and Tyson's smart, he's witty. He knows what to say. He knows the image. He knows the importance of having that image, how important. That's why he got all the money. It wasn't about what he had left at 58. It was what maybe he might have. And the image, the scary guy.
Mike Tyson has obviously moved beyond his peak years, with aging becoming visible in his physique and conditioning. Previously an unstoppable heavyweight champion, he now shows the accumulated damage from decades of brutal training and competition. His explosive power has diminished, his reaction time has slowed, and his stamina depletes much faster than before. Each strike demands greater energy, and rest periods between combinations extend considerably. Medical concerns naturally emerge when someone his age returns to competition, particularly facing younger, more agile fighters or even exhibitions requiring sudden bursts of intensity.
Now, they have a history of bad blood between the two. Well, more so on the part of Mike Tyson. He just simply does not like Floyd Mayweather. They went through some things. They used to be cool. They used to be friends. And Floyd Mayweather even fought on Mike Tyson's cards. But now they have a strained relationship. And now they're going to fight an exhibition bout. This was... I don't even know what to say about this.
Joe Rogan explores with Terrence the economic factors motivating Floyd Mayweather's boxing comeback, highlighting how fortune, extravagant living, and public perception influence these choices. He describes how despite Floyd's perfect 50-year retirement record, his addiction to luxury lifestyle means constantly displaying wealth through premium timepieces, exotic vehicles, and outrageous spending. Rogan observes that sustaining such public exhibitions of prosperity rapidly drains resources, with high-end automobiles costing fortunes and jewel-encrusted accessories reaching astronomical values. This competitive pressure among wealthy athletes resonates with Rogan, who remembers former champions like Iran Barkley finding it impossible to save money while watching teammates flaunt their riches.
You know, it's other ways for.
But what did he get?
People.
He got at least 20, right?
Yeah, but still, I think.
I think he needed that money.
Yeah, but with all his connections and things like that, I think people could have put him in the right position to make some money.
If he's got people with him that are looking out for his best interest, but you know how it is. When there's a guy like that, that's a big name, usually everybody around him pretends they're looking out for their best interest, but there's always lawsuits later on. You find out someone was stealing money or not paying him what he deserved. There's always a bunch of shit involved.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, especially if you're not business minded, which I don't know if Mike is, but most fighters aren't. Most fighters concentrate on fighting.
Mm-hmm.
To be business minded, that's a giant distraction. You got to pay attention to all this other shit. On top of that, it's generally not how they think.
Right.
You know? I mean, look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money.
Terrence and Rogan emphasize that this compulsion to display achievement through flashy possessions drives Floyd's ongoing involvement in major fights. These contests serve purposes beyond sport, generating enormous payments necessary to finance his excessive spending habits. They observe that endorsement deals only partially offset expenses, requiring continued earnings through exhibitions or championship bouts. Apart from the show, Rogan emphasizes that the economic motivation underlying Floyd's lifestyle remains pragmatic, allowing him to preserve wealth, reputation, and power while enjoying luxury without limitations.
Limited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever, like there's all these lawsuits. Like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he got to be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that shit. Like, boy, that money goes quick.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. conversely delivers velocity, nimbleness, and outstanding protective expertise developed through years competing in smaller weight divisions. Tyson's bulk and strength remain formidable, yet they're limited by his body's reduced responsiveness compared to his prime. Their contrasting physical states produce an intriguing clash where veteran power confronts polished strategy, but with Tyson, concerns extend beyond mere performance to his safety, as supporters and experts question whether potential dangers justify the entertainment value given the stress on an aging physique.
Way more compatible as far as size goes. Roy is still bigger than Floyd, but as far as that goes, he still fought that made his name at 54, 60, 68, and 75, right? Now, he did go up to heavyweight, but they've been going back and forth. They've been jawing back and forth and going viral, going at each other. That would make more sense. I don't know where this came from and how this even came about, but we're going to get Floyd Mayweather in 2026 versus Iron Mike Tyson in an exhibition bout. Two legends, they're going to get their money. I guess Netflix is just looking to put out big money. I'm hearing that it's going to be on Netflix, right? It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds and plays out. But this came out of nowhere. It's just bizarre. I want to know the weight class is going to be in.
Previous indicators from Mike Tyson's recent exhibition contests demonstrate the profitable nature of comeback fights. The nostalgic attraction of watching iconic boxers return generates tremendous interest and significant financial rewards. Tyson allegedly collected approximately $20 million, an impressive amount for one event, while his younger, quicker adversary in that encounter reportedly received nearly $40 million. These figures prove that monetary motivation for exhibitions frequently surpasses competitive importance, with audiences attracted by nostalgia and promotion rather than pure talent, transforming matches into heavily advertised entertainment where maximizing profits matters more than testing skills.
In an exhibition effort, you might as well. I want to say this, though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated it. Remember his fake punch at Floyd?
The legend joining us tonight.
Floyd ain't moved, though.
The legend joining us tonight.
Balls of iron. If Iron Mike Tyson threw it, he got balls of iron.
The legend joining us tonight.
Paulie Malignaggi explains how Netflix's strategy transforms the viewing experience for audiences. Instead of traditional pay-per-view where customers pay additional fees, Netflix allows subscribers to watch fights as part of their existing service, making curiosity a more influential factor. He observes that many veteran or nostalgia contests begin resembling entertainment more than serious competition, though he accepts this provided championship titles aren't at stake. Occasionally surprises occur when fighters perform impressively enough to rejoin rankings or compete in their division, with Pacquiao maintaining relevance despite facing inferior opponents, proving that reputation and intrigue drive modern boxing regardless of competitive merit.
Exhibition, Mayweather taking on Mike Tyson, and then
Supposed to be an exhibition.
Yeah. And then
Rocky IV.
Hey, I know it well. I remember the towel. That was traumatizing for me as a kid. But the other side of it, of course, Ruslan Provatnikov, Manny Pacquiao. You fought two of those guys, right? You fought Ruslan Provatnikov, you fought Manny Pacquiao. One of the things that doesn't go away is Ruslan Provatnikov can crack. You talked about how heavy-handed he was. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that could happen in April that could, if not derail, diminish this? And provided nobody gets hurt, which we don't want to see. But this idea that, is there any way either guy could look so washed that we go, oh my God, this isn't worth watching? Could it diminish it at all?
Absolutely. I don't think that's going to happen. The reason is because Ruslan was the third choice for this. Juan Marquez was reached out to. Tim Bradley was reached out to. I'm talking for the exhibition with Pacquiao. Those two turned it down. Then they asked for
Dan Rafael notes that unlike the historic 2015 encounter that shattered every conceivable pay-per-view and earnings record, this upcoming exhibition won't likely achieve similar financial success. That previous fight created enormous anticipation with viewers eagerly paying premium prices for live access. This time represents a different strategy, with Netflix streaming providing convenient access without extra pay-per-view fees beyond standard subscriptions, similar to Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson events, where streaming platforms expanded audience reach.
Also probably in April, but in a different location. And it sets them up on the same time schedule where if they're going to do a rematch September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas, the fact that Netflix is doing it is not surprising at all. That's always been what they've been talking about doing. I think both fighters and everybody involved understands that it's one thing when everybody wanted to see the fight in 2015, you put it on pay-per-view and it's going to be a blockbuster, which it was. They charged $100 for the pay-per-view, the biggest price ever for a pay-per-view. And it set every conceivable record that you could think of in terms of gate, boxing, pay-per-view buys, overall revenue, the sponsorships, the merchandise. You pick a metric and it broke the record. That would not be the case now, 11 years down the road, since they first fought in 2015. So they needed somebody to put up big money, and it really fits the profile of what Netflix is trying to do.
The event's coordination involves multiple organizations working together. Manny Pacquiao Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, and CSI Fight Sports contribute their expertise and connections, with CSI Fight Sports particularly experienced in managing Mayweather's previous events to guarantee smooth execution. While earnings may not achieve previous astronomical levels, the emphasis on accessibility and contemporary streaming prioritizes audience expansion over record-breaking profits, reflecting boxing promotion's evolution, where exposure and convenience equal direct revenue in importance.
They want to do big events, and whatever you want to say about it, maybe not for guys like me or you who are involved in doing boxing related stuff on a daily basis, but for the regular person that's scrolling through Netflix to see what's on a weekend night, they're going to look and say, oh, Mayweather, Pacquiao, I know those guys. They're as famous as any boxers in the world. And if it doesn't cost me any extra money and I'm just paying my normal subscription, yeah, I'll check it out. And it's going to do big numbers. That's why Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson did the numbers it did. And that's why, we saw them be interested in a fight like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua and the other events that they have done. Tyson Fury's come back as they try to, build up more in the UK. And this is going to be the same situation. They put out a lot of money to do the fight, but not as much as what obviously they generated in 2015. And, it will be, it'll be a big event, but how much of a fight it will be, who the heck knows? But I mean, to answer the question, I'm not like looking forward to it.
That concludes today's content. Keep watching for our next update.